of them. It don't matter if you Diddy or whoever you is. TG Jakes, any of them. All lies will be exposed. That's all. And anyone who takes that the wrong way, know why they take it the wrong way. The truth is the light.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Good night, good night, good night. Welcome to the platform. I'm having some issue with my soundboard. Just caved on me a while ago. See that? Gone. How everybody doing? How everybody doing? Listen, I need everybody, before I even start, I needed to share the live with 10 people. I need to get the likes up to 100 before I even start. We're going to go through the FLA report live, ladies and gentlemen. Live. You understand? Live. We're going to go through the FLA report. So, right now, let me just play some music, you know. Yeah, man, I play some music, man. I play some music. Because I tell you, say, the thing gets serious. Thing get very, very serious, ladies and gentlemen. Thing get serious.
Imagine being able to build an app.
All kinds of propaganda. You're going to hear all kinds of lies and deception. There will be tactics used to try and buy you out. There will be tactics used to try and frighten you away. And I only have to say one thing to you tonight, comrades. We are blood and fire comrades. And we're marching on to progress. And we will stand firm. We will not be bought because we are not for sale.
Good night, ladies and gentlemen. Big up the people who cannot be bought because you're not for sale. Welcome to the platform. It's your brother Bolo and in the space once again. Tonight, it's different, you know, because you see, we have to do some reading. And so, may I encourage everybody on the live right now to share this live with 10 people. I don't know what's going on with the channel, you know, ladies and gentlemen. I have to be honest with you. I have 38,000 almost, or 37. I don't know how much we have, but we have 30-something thousand persons on the platform that subscribe to the platform. And for the life of me, I cannot see 300 people getting the notifications when I go live. It's almost as if somebody or some entity is blocking persons from actually getting my notifications. So for those who do get it, and then even on WhatsApp, it appears as if they are blocking people on WhatsApp as well. It doesn't matter when I go live, you know. It could be in the day, it could be in the night, it could be in the morning. It don't matter when I go live, ladies and gentlemen. There seems to be an issue with my subscribers getting notifications when I am live. Let me see if you can hear me good first of all over here. So let me see if you can hear me. There seems to be an issue. Oh gosh, man, and I hear me loud and clear. At least me know say the microphone is working very, very well. I turn on my camera over here, so but I mean do that. See there now. Hey, me say if I know one thing I next. See there now, my soundboard I give me problem now. All of a sudden, from the other day. My soundboard I give me problem. You see me I deal with? The man them attack me hardware. A spiritual warfare this now. A spiritual warfare this man. I tell you, no doubt about it, ladies and gentlemen, that this is spiritual warfare. You understand? But we carry on same way, and me I do my best. I say me can fix the soundboard before me start, ladies and gentlemen. And it can give you guys some time to marine. You know what I'm gonna do? Before me go into the FLA report, let me play this, ladies and gentlemen. Let me play this because you know it's been very interesting in the what you call it now, in the parliament today, in terms of what them people in here, the PAC meeting. You understand? The beautiful, mighty God. Did you guys see the Auditor General today? Oh my goodness, she's so lovely. She's so lovely. She's so kind. Shout out to the Auditor General. Alright? Big up you and your family. You understand, Auditor General? Pray for your safety. Pray for everything good with you. Yeah, man, no look at joke. Love and respect to the Auditor General. She definitely gives us.
So let's reframe.
Pause. No want you about a refrain. No want you about no refrain right now. See? Yeah, we don't want you about no refrain. We just want to get the thing done. Let me take off this off my screen. Whoop. Alright. Let me go here so now. I will start off the ball game when they start after brother has some question. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to start after brother has some question as it coming in. Yeah.
Prove the success.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it, just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44, a complete AI creation platform.
16th as the date for Mr. Mitchell to attend.
I am in favor, Mr. Chairman, for June 16th to issue the
16th appears convenient.
So, ladies and gentlemen, Fitzgerald Mitchell, I for the people them today. Mighty God. Queen Wagwan Queen. Queen Candy, big up yourself. Mr. Alethea. And shout out to the people that come in the chat and actually say hi. I really appreciate it because honestly, I don't know what's going on with some of my supporters. The supporters, them too silent, brother. When you can bless up the cash app, when you can bless up the super chat. I do have an anonymous link, ladies and gentlemen. It is pinned. It is in the actual pinned comment. It says PayPal link. It's anonymous, meaning you can send a donation to that without your name popping up. It's very, very easy. You understand? That's PayPal. I have the Zelle, I have the Cash App. And let me see where the likes are at. Because I'm very, very serious about the live, in terms of the likes. I'm not telling a lie. I believe that the platform, I'm doing too much work for persons to cheat me out of likes. And if you see them not cheat me out of likes, better me not do no live. But there's somebody there right now. That's where I'm at. So we have 12 people watching over by Bolo VNR clips. Could you please hit the like button for me, ladies and gentlemen? Thank you. Yeah, man, hit the like button and share. Before we start fall asleep and get lazy, because this is going to be a marathon and not a sprint tonight. We're talking about the FLA report. You understand? So please hit the like button for me. We have 13 people over by Bolo VNR2. We're not going good over this, man. We just need 4 more people to hit the like button. Over by Bolo VNR clips. You guys, I'm waving my hand in front of the screen. Right? Up at the top of the screen, there's a thumbs up button. All you have to do is double tap. Double tap, ladies and gentlemen. Double tap the screen to hit the like button before we begin. I need all the likes. I need everybody to hit the like button before I begin. Yo, I'm so serious right now. You can't even imagine. Hey, we got Selena. How you doing, baby? Salute to you, Queen. Hope you're doing well. Bless up yourself. Bless up yourself. Bless up. Bless up. Bless up. Let me stop. Shout out to Selena. I appreciate you. Go and get your beauty sleep, baby. You work hard, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to the people hitting the like button. Shout out to the people hitting the like button. Bless up. Yo, that dude's an idiot, man. Shout out to all the brothers. Shout out to all the sisters that I was good with. Alright, over by Bus Life. I appreciate each and every one of y'all out there. I ain't got nothing to do with nothing. Leave me out of it. Alright? I'll be TJ chat. I'll be Dandy chat. I'll be Takeover chat. Leave me out of it. Alright? I ain't got a problem with nobody. Can we get the likes up, guys? Can we get the likes up? Let's go. Share the live, like the live. That's what I'm talking about. Let me listen to some of this while we get the likes up.
No issue with that.
Okay, thank you, members. We have before us the minutes of the last meeting held on May 12th. And members, you can just indicate whether there are any corrections or omissions that you have identified in the minutes. They're fairly detailed minutes which were circulated prior to the meeting. If there are no corrections or omissions, Member Bunting wasn't here, but Member Main, are you willing to move for confirmation?
Move, Chair.
Okay, and Member Bunting seconded.
Second.
In terms of matters arising, there were some questions that were asked at the last meeting, and I've gone ahead of myself. We normally do the introductions. So, Madam Auditor General, could you introduce yourself and your team?
Yes, good morning, Chair, members, and members of the Ministry of Health. I have with me here today to my right, Christopher Hare, Deputy Auditor General. To my left, Ricardo Hall.
She just rocks out. I don't know if you guys can hear me a while ago, but you just hearing me now, right? I forgot that I plugged out the microphone. What I was saying is that I really appreciate the Auditor General. She's an amazing professional. You know what I mean? She's very stunning in my opinion. She's a beautiful lady, very intelligent. And I know that she's working in an extremely hostile environment here in Jamaica. And because, you know, the powers that be, that is a part of the Jamaica Labour Party government, specifically, because I've not seen this type of behavior, exhibited from the People's National Party. So I cannot say that, there's no evidence of the People's National Party coming out and just attacking the Auditor General. You know what I mean? I haven't witnessed that yet. You understand? She really does a great job, and so I salute the Auditor General, And even as hard as she works, she takes care of herself. Just look at her. She's like, oh my goodness. Let's continue, ladies and gentlemen.
Audit Principal, and Rochelle Bailey Thomas, Acting Principal Auditor. Thanks, Mr. Chair.
Could I invite the team from Parliament, the legal team, Ms. Stewart and Ms. Zimenez?
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, members. I'm Ms. Tiffany Stewart, Senior Legislative Counsel for the Houses of Parliament. And we have also Ms. Ashley Zimenez, the Legislative Counsel.
And I believe we have 2 research officers. Just introduce yourselves, please.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Stephanie Hamilton. I am the Senior Research Officer.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Angelica Patterson, Research Officer.
Okay, Ms. Blake from Ministry of Finance and Mr. Thomas.
Good morning, everyone. Hope Blake, Deputy Financial Secretary, and with me is Barrington Thomas, Principal Director, Accounting and Financial Policy.
Well, Mr. Allen, we know, yes, we know who you are. Permanent Secretary, just introduce yourself and the team from the Ministry and the University Hospital.
Thank you very much, Chairman. Auditor General, other members of the committee, ladies and gentlemen, with me this morning is Mr. Donovan Davis. He is the Principal Finance Officer in the Ministry of Health and Wellness. We have Lieutenant Commander Paul Wright, Chief Technical Director, Mr. Andre Wilshaw, Senior Director of Program Planning and Development, Ms. Maureen Golding, Chief Technical Director, Ms. Michelle Walker, Chief Internal Auditor, and Ms. Brendalyn Bennett Tomlinson, Audit Supervisor rather. I'll ask Mr. Hossein to introduce the members of his team from the UHWI.
Good morning, everyone. The members of the team are Mrs. Angela Curtis Cox, Senior Director of Strategic Planning, and Mr. Kimani Bryson, Senior Legal Officer.
All right, thank you very much. We have a response from the University Hospital to questions which were asked at the last meeting, so I'll invite the acting CEO. Sorry, you have a member main?
Chair, based on the agenda, the point 6 says matters arising from the minutes. I don't know if you have,
oh, sorry,
bypassed that or you are...
Okay, well, we could take the matters arising if you have, yeah.
No,
okay.
So, Chair, I'd just like to raise one point. On the last paragraph of page 9 of the minutes, and this is a request for the...
Is that the reference to Member Cuthbert Finn and
yes, very well, yes.
The board, the minutes for the...
The minutes, yes.
Yes.
So I have seen here that we have received minutes of Wednesday, July 19th, 2023. But two things, Chair. I just need to clarify whether it is expected that there be subsequent minutes, since this was from as far back as July 2023. I believe the relevant period that came out during the line of questioning was between July to December 2023. And if this is the only relevant minutes, then I would want to hear from you, Chair, by virtue of the responses that were given on the last occasion. How will you, by virtue of what comes out in these minutes, how will you treat with what I consider to be a clear divergence from what is stated in the minutes versus what would have been stated on the last occasion?
Well, I was actually going to go to that in matters arising by asking the acting CEO to... There are two substantive matters, one related to what is termed ghost employees, and then the second related to the issue of the recruitment of the CEO and the attachment of minutes. And let me invite the acting CEO to take us through that, and then we can, after his answer, we can determine how we proceed. Go ahead, Mr. Hossein.
Thank you, Chair. The first matter was an external auditor engaged as recommended. No, an external auditor was not engaged, but the matter was reported to the police for an investigation. The investigation took place, and as I mentioned at the last meeting, the persons repaid the sum. It was approximately $2 million based on the court rulings. The second one was management of the UHWI satisfied that the $2 million identified represent the full extent. Management was guided and satisfied based on the internal audit report as well as investigation of police that this was the total amount that was in the breach. What steps have been taken to prevent recurrence? The fact is that the hospital had an internal system which had certain deficiencies and weaknesses which were exploited. The UHW has since transitioned to the My HR Plus platform, which is a government platform, which pays basically everybody in the civil service. And so those weaknesses are no longer there in this system. So that is it with respect to the ghost employees. I don't know if you want to take any questions before I go on to the second matter.
Members, are there any questions on that first matter before we move to the recruitment of the CEO? All right, go ahead, Mr. Hossain.
Okay, the minutes of the meeting, the PAC asked about the recruitment of the new CEO. The minutes of the relevant periods were checked. Neither the minutes of the board meeting or minutes of the board of senior directors speak to a decision to overturn the appointment of a candidate who was elected for the post of CEO. So there are no records stating that in any of the minutes that we have recorded.
And the only reference of all the minutes that you checked, and you said you would have checked for the period from pretty much a 1 year period. Yes. The only reference to the CEO would have been what?
They found in the July 19, 2023, which was attached, and the only mention of the selection process or employment for candidate can be found there. And there is really nothing else that states that the board approved anyone to be the CEO.
So, Member Main, the only thing we have, as the acting CEO has said, is what is 2 paragraphs of the minutes from July 19th, 2023. We are on page 17. Page 17 on the 1058, recruitment of a chief executive officer. You're saying from all the records, this is the only reference to any recruitment?
Yes, but nothing states that the person or anyone was approved by the board or rejected by the board. And we can provide all the minutes if it is required. We just sent the only one we are seeing with mention of this whole position of the candidate.
Okay.
So it only speaks to the selection.
There would be something more. I would think there would be something more, given how detailed this process was. I believe there was, in addition to the board subcommittee, my understanding was that there was external HR persons who were engaged to help with the recruitment, etc., etc. So I would believe there would be something more documented somewhere to indicate, more about that process than what is here. But
we will do the
you'll do some
search.
further checks. But all we have is what has been presented to us at this point in time. Our members, I'm Mr. Kevin Allen, the former CEO. He made a submission to the committee.
Here we go. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, tell everybody to pull up. Listen, you can share the live, right? And they can watch the replay. But share the live as much as possible for me, guys. All right, we're going to go into it. Let's get it.
And he is before us. So again, Mr. Allen, let me thank you for responding to the invitation, for your submission. And I will open the ball in with some questions, and I know members will also have some questions. The first question I have for you, Mr. Allen, during your period, could you just indicate the period when you served as CEO and the time that you served at the University Hospital?
Morning, Chair. Good morning, members. I started my sojourn at University Hospital of the West Indies in 1995. There was a 2-year hiatus. I returned in 2001, and I was confirmed CEO on the 1st of November 2016, and I left on the, I opted not to renew my contract on the 31st of October 2022.
Okay, so you would have been CEO for about 6 years?
Yes, sir.
But prior to that, you would have been in various management capacities for another, probably 10, 15 years?
15 years, too.
15 years,
yeah.
Okay. So I would say you are well versed with how the hospital operates.
I know a few stuff.
All right, one of the issues that came up in the Auditor General's report related to your signature on if it's, I'm using the term, a customs form in relation to the importation of items for the university after you would have demitted office as CEO. There's been a view that some of these forms may have been signed blank to facilitate the importation of items for the university. What is your perspective on that? One, did you ever sign blank forms? Two, whether it was routine for you to approve items coming in on behalf of the university? What do you think would explain your signature on a form a year after you would have demitted the post as CEO?
Thank you very much, Chair, for that question. So I think the form in question is a C85. Those forms, they are used for internal purposes. It's not a declaration. Yes, Chair, to facilitate emergency clearance, some of those forms, about 4 or 5 at a time, would have been signed blank. But let me haste to say to the committee, emergency clearance, some of those forms, about 4 or 5 at a time, would have been signed blank. But let me haste to say to the committee that upon submitting my resignation, a second letter was drafted to management, informing management to remove my name from all accounts and other relevant documents that, that I would be required to sign in performing my duties. So it... What can go so? All accounts and other relevant documents that, that I would be required to sign in performing my duties. So it would have been unfortunate for someone to be using those a few documents after my departure. Chair.
The forms that would have been signed, who would have had custody of those forms? Would that be the procurement department at the University Hospital?
It would have been the Department of Material and Contracts, and that department maintain a relationship with the custom broker, who is an agent of the hospital that facilitates the importation of goods for the hospital. So that department inside of the university administrative machinery would have managed that process.
And could you indicate, in terms of frequency, how regularly would those forms be used to bring in stuff on behalf of the hospital? Is this a weekly, monthly? How frequent would it be?
It is a regular thing, Chair, weekly, as long as we are importing items for the hospital use. Those, it's a part of the documentary process, so it would be required.
Jamaica, good night. I know I'm here for the FLA report, but too much things is happening in Jamaica. I just have to make the thumbnail for the FLA report, but I have all intentions to look at this. Ladies and gentlemen, Andrew Owners had persons signing undated resignation letters. Excuse me. Now I'm hearing that at the UHWI, it is the custom, it's customary. This is a regular thing, where 5 of these documents, blank signed documents, are signed at a time. This man's argument is that when he was leaving, he asked them to remove his name from any such document. Remove them. No longer in use, invalid. No, I want to say this on my side. Wouldn't it have been in his best interest to one, make sure that that request was in written form? And also, please get the likes up, guys. I am not easing up off of the like button. Oh, listen to me, man. If I 24 are here, more 24 likes. If I 26, more 26 likes. If 103, I want 103 likes, please and thanks. Especially if you're watching and become Sylvanev, my honorable member of the platform. Bless up yourself, my general. Top supporter of the platform as well. Above and beyond. Big up. And I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen, he said that he told them to remove. I'm saying, did he put that in writing or was that verbal? And then given the implications of somebody in there not, how would I put this? Whoever he told to remove his name, say for instance, they were not forthcoming. Does he have any written signed thing to say, yes, they did it and yes, they will do it? How is he going to stand up in court if they say to him, well, sir, the fact that your name is on here, that's a problem and you will be held liable in the court of law. The individuals, whoever they are, that used it, what will be their position? Will they say, well, I wasn't aware that this man, this particular, document was not valid anymore. I was of the impression that it was. You see where I'm going with this, ladies and gentlemen? It's like a point a finger on you, point a finger back at me situation. When really and truly, if they're going to follow the evidence, a lot of people is going to be held liable. You understand? That's what it appears to me, as if a lot of people will be held liable for this. I don't see this going away because this man came here and said, this is a regular practice. I did sign said documents. And then if I was in his shoe, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you what I would do. Let me tell you what I would do. I would ensure that my signature and those documents are removed before I leave. I would love to hear from a counselor, a lawyer. I would love to hear from his defense lawyer. What would be the argument based off the law that they would make to defend him in any capacity? You understand? Because this situation with the UHWI is even more ridiculous than I thought. I mean, honestly, let's continue.
Okay. Members, are there any questions on this topic that you would like to ask Mr. Allen? Yes, Member Bunton.
I'm a little concerned, perhaps because of the time I've spent in the financial sector, about signing blank documents or blank checks, because there's always a high risk of that. Was there no way that that authority could have been delegated to somebody who had, who was closer to the action, so to speak, so that this practice of signing blank documents could have been avoided? Couldn't the board, yourself or the board, have delegated that authority to procurement head, for example?
In hindsight, probably, sir, but in operating at that level, there is some amount of trust. This is not a blank check. This is not a declaration. It's a document used for internal processes. It is managed by senior persons within the organization. And so I'm wondering, after a year or whatever that I have left the organization, why it would have been used. But it's something that the current management need to look at and to implement additional controls.
I agree with you. What you say is a matter of trust, but if you trust someone to use your signature at their discretion and prudently, then you should trust them enough to delegate the authority to them. What you have now is responsibility without authority, and using your authority without your knowledge, which seems a very dangerous practice to me. But I know you're gone now, but I would commend to, or let me put it a little more than commendation. Let me ask Mr. Hosted if that practice continues at UA of signing of the CEO signing forms in blank, some whether internal or external documentation, and then trusting that one of your managers or supervisors will use it correctly?
Absolutely not. During my term, I've never done any blank signing of anything.
Let me just ask, in terms of the process for importing items, the CEO has to sign off on those. Well, you can indicate during your time. Would the CEO have to sign off on all items that were being brought in on behalf of the university? Or, for example, could the head of procurement sign off on some up to a certain amount, and then others would have to come to you as the CEO at the time?
The system is, Chair, is that the document that is in question, it is used for internal purpose only. When you are importing items, the declaration, the head of entity, is normally required to sign off on that. And those are not signed blank. You have all the documentation before you. The checks and balance would have been made throughout the system come up, and then you would sign off on it with everything in front of you. So that is how it works. And also, a copy of the signature would also be sent to customs so they can match it as well on the declaration itself, Chair.
Okay. So the form that would have been signed would have facilitated the commencement of the procurement process. You need to, don't turn off your mic, just keep it on. So I don't need to, so the form would have facilitated the commencement of the process, but what you're saying is once you actually get to the point now of importing the goods, or whatever it is, then the CEO would have to sign off on that, another set of documents as head of entity.
Correct, Chair.
Okay. All right, I have Member Miller and then Member Copperfield.
Ms. Ellen, have you had sight of the particular forms that were used that is in question?
I don't understand that question.
Is it say form C85?
Yeah.
That were used to import the items for the entities in question. Have you had sight of those forms since?
Since I've left the organization?
Yes, the forms that...
No, madam.
I'm curious to find out. I remember at one of these committee meetings, Customs did say they were investigating to see whether or not it is in fact your signature. So that is what I'm trying to find out, whether or not it is in fact your signature, or is it forged, somebody would have forged your signature to use.
I cannot speak to that, madam. What I recall in the process, as I've mentioned before, that these forms are for internal purpose only. It does not instruct a movement of anything. I cannot speak to forgery or anything of that nature because I'm not close to it. I don't know.
I find it concerning that you would have said earlier that it was a blank document, and you said it very confidently that a blank document was signed, that you would have signed blank documents. To me, sound to me like you're accepting responsibility for those same forms with certainty that that's the same blank document that was used.
I'm not here to carry the committee wide or to be misleading or to try to be to try some tricks. The usual operation of what we do, but then with those forms for internal purpose, it's just to cross-check the invoice and the bill of lading. It does not trigger importation or anything. So I'm not sure what you're saying, but a couple of those forms were signed for emergency purpose, and it is what it is. So I'm not sure what you're saying, madam.
No, that statement there. That statement, no, I realized where I was listening to Mystic earlier, but that was in and out. And now I realize what Daisy is talking about. It is what it is statement is very, that's very concerning, sir. I mean, we're looking at potential fraud here, and, we're looking at all types of crimes potentially, and, your statement is, it is what it is. Wow. Whose man's is this, bro? What the hell is going on?
Hey, whose man's is this? Oh, man!
Hey, y'all, please remember to hit the like button. I know y'all come in sometimes and y'all forget, but the main thing, man, y'all gotta hit the like button, man, and share the live stream. Come on now. Stop playing. Support, support, support. The like button is free, heard?
So how do you know for certain that those were the forms that were used?
You would have to be using his signature was on it, right?
During the
That's my question.
right during the audit, I did get a call from a member of the Auditor General informing me that there was my signature appeared on some items, and he would want to have a further meeting with me to look at it, but that meeting never materialized, and I just go by what is out there in the public domain.
And it is in reference to your signature, you accept that it is your signature without seeing the particular document?
I'm aware of the process and what might have happened, and that is the only document that instance may happen. That is the only document that instance may happen. And so I'm saying that is the only document that may happen. And it was done to facilitate emergency process of documents that are goods that are on the wharf, to be clear.
Well, to be clear, it seems as if he knows exactly which document they're talking about. To be clear, it doesn't seem to me like he's denying. Right, Sylvania? It doesn't seem to me like he's denying any, you know. Very interesting. Woo! Lord of mercy.
Member Miller, hold 1 second. The Auditor General wants to intervene at this point.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chair. All right, so I want to establish that the information that we have in the report, we got that from the ASTICODA system, which is customs system. Based on what Mr. Allen is saying here, he's speaking to the letter, the concession letter. But it appears that Mr. Allen does not know that his signature is on a C-84 form that is dated the 25th of November, 2023. Mr. Allen declared here just now that he left in 2022.
Yep.
And it is for that reason why I think there was that outreach to speak to you to clarify this. Okay. This information we got from Jamaica Customs.
Right.
So, Mr. Allen, what is before us is more than just a form for internal purposes. This would be a form that would have authorized or certainly given customs the authority to act based on a signature, believing that this is the chief accountable officer of the university hospital. So it would be more than just the internal document that would go to the procurement department with your signature.
Chair, in that case, I don't know how my signature will reach on that document. I would not have signed such a document upon my departure. I don't know anything about that transaction whatsoever. So I am clueless where that is concerned, Chair.
What can go so?
What the hell? Oh my God, no way.
Something not right, my wisdom warriors. Something is not right. Tell you about them.
Yo! Hold security now! Security now! Security now! Security now! Security now! I'm dead! Emotional damage!
Authority to act based on a signature, believing that this is the chief accountable officer of the university hospital. So it would be more than just the internal document that would go to the procurement department with your signature.
Chair, in that case, I don't know how my signature will reach on that document. I would not have signed such a document upon my departure. I don't know anything about that transaction whatsoever. So I am clueless where that is concerned, Chair.
System. Based
on emergency process of documents that are goods that are on the wharf, to be clear.
Member Miller, hold 1 second. The Auditor General wants to intervene at this point.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chair. All right, so I want to establish that the information that we have in the report, we got that from the ASICODA system, which is customs system. Based on what Mr. Allen is saying here, he's speaking to the letter, the concession letter. But it appears that Mr. Allen does not know that his signature is on a C-84 form that is dated the 25th of November, 2023. Mr. Allen declared here just now that he left in 2022.
Yeah.
And it is for that reason why I think there was that outreach to speak to you to clarify this. Okay. This information we got from Jamaica Customs.
Right.
So, Mr. Allen, what is before us is more than just a form for internal purposes. This would be a form that would have authorized or certainly given customs the authority to act based on a signature, believing that this is the chief accountable officer of the university hospital. So it would be more than just the internal document that would go to the procurement department with your signature.
Chair, in that case, I don't know how my signature would reach on that document. I would not have signed such a document upon my departure. I don't know anything about that transaction whatsoever. So I am clueless where that is concerned, Chair.
So her questioning, because as the Auditor General has said, that is a document that would have come directly from Customs. Member Corporate Finn?
I'm a little bit clear, but I just want to be clear. Thank you so much, Chairman. Mr. Allen, I guess I want to be clear. So that means the form that you signed was just for internal purposes. The form that you did sign in advance, just for emergency, was for internal purposes only.
Yes, madam.
However, the form that we're talking about, that is not a form that you had signed and left.
No, madam.
So how did your signature reach on those forms?
I don't know. I cannot explain that. I don't know. A
year after you left.
I am not a member.
Laura, how are you doing? Are we witnessing plausible deniability? Oh, this is a mess, ladies and gentlemen. Mighty God, Jamaica is a mess. Mr. Kevin Allen in the building, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Kevin Allen. Wow, this is interesting. Let's continue.
The team, I have not participated in the management of the organization. I don't know.
I'm baffled. I'm baffled. Okay, thank you.
I think that, given what you have said, it requires...
Jamaica. Juliet Cuthbert is at a loss for words. And Eli Clark is quiet. What a Bangarang. The loudest man in the room.
Because there were initially an assumption that the documents that would have been signed, quote-unquote, blank, were documents that Customs would have had access to. You had said all the documents that may have been signed by you were solely for internal purposes, but not to trigger the procurement of goods through Customs. So given that you have said categorically that you didn't sign those documents, then it raises other questions about how your signature, if it was your signature, or how a signature appearing to be one like yours, came to be on those documents. And in relation to again, from a perspective of frequency, the C85 form, from your recollection, how, or whatever the number is, that particular form, how often or at what regularity would you have signed a document during your incumbency as CEO?
Chair, that would have been probably about weekly or in some instance, probably every 2 weeks or so. You'll get some to look at, Chair.
Okay. Member Corporate, when you want to say something?
I think I'm sure, well, this is an ongoing investigation that's going on, so I'm sure the fraud squad was brought in to make sure that the signature, whether it was forged or not, to see if that was something that happened. I think it's going to be very important to make sure that the fraud squad looked at the signature on that particular form to see if it was forged or not, because you're saying that you did not sign those forms after you left, a year after you left, for any purposes at all, right?
Correct, madam.
Correct. Okay, thank you.
In relation to, and I'm moving on, I don't think we can get any further on this particular matter. But I think it would require, we know there are other agencies that are doing investigations there. In relation to at a meeting.
All right, my people. So then I move on. So we are move on to. You still want to hear that little piece that called, boy, I tell us that, Bridget. Yo, the thing get ugly. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let me share my screen. You notice, I have nothing up. I make sure, say, I put it at one level. You understand? Mm-hmm. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the PR people, them come out, look on this. We are going on the FLA report now. IC recommends no criminal charges from corruption probe at FLA. How would they recommend criminal charges when the report said alleged? The FLA report requires deeper investigation, ladies and gentlemen. That's what from the offset of it. It requires deeper investigation. Now look at this. It says here, no recommendation for criminal charges have been made by the Integrity Commission following the investigation into allegations of corruption at the Firearm Licensing Authority, FLA. This is despite the Commission's claim that the agency's licensing data was deliberately manipulated to plant fabricated ammunition records against a gun dealer. Jamaica, wanna listen to this? So, basically, the news station has said them not really believe what the Integrity Commission has said, because they must say the Integrity Commission claim. But we are going to get into it, Don't stick with me, ladies and gentlemen. Don't go nowhere. Like I said, share this video with 10 people, please. Share it in the groups. Share it on the WhatsApp channel. Share it on everywhere. Just share it. Your Facebook, everywhere. Just share it. See? It says that this is detailed in a report from the IC table in the House of Parliament on Tuesday. The 131-page report clears the FLA of most explosive allegations that guns and thousands of rounds had vanished from its vault. So, I'm going to read the report. I just want to see the PR, Every single time a damaging report comes out, ladies and gentlemen, here comes Oceanwide. Alright? But it faults the FLA for weak record keeping and falsification of dealers' records. Falsification of dealers' records. I mean, isn't that enough to recommend some type of punishment? Falsification of dealers' records? Falsification? Come on, man. According to the Commission, this conduct on its face amounts to cybercrime. The key word in this last page right here, Selvanev, is cybercrime. Cybercrime, ladies and gentlemen. Now, let me show you the next PR that was done. Who is this? Horace Chang, the man that has been missing in action, ladies and gentlemen. Mighty God, look at that. Chang says, FLA tightening firearm and ammo storage and disposal. No, hold on there. If there is no problem at the FLA, why would you need to tighten anything? Tightening firearm and ammo storage and disposal. So you're telling me that there is some loosening of the firearm and ammo storage and disposal? Mighty God of Daniel, what is going on? No.
Something not right, my wisdom warriors. Something is not right. Tell you about them.
What can go so? Corrupt government cannot liberate the people. If the head of the stream is corrupt, the entire river will be also.
Jamaica, let me read that again. Because we have to take our time with this. We have to take our time with this, ladies and gentlemen. Not true. You don't feel so? You don't feel like so we need to rush this? I don't think we need to rush this. You don't get to no coffee, get to no water. Like me say, share this, all of you share this with 10 people. We are going at it. We are going at it. Chang says, FLA tightening firearm and ammo storage and disposal. Operational procedures. Mighty God. What was wrong with operational procedures, Horace Chang? Were you guys facing some type of operational procedural problems, Horace Chang? Why you not have to tighten it? It did loose. Tightening it seems like it loosened up. And what is a reason? We are just reasoning, not true, ladies and gentlemen. Let's continue. Let's continue. Minister of National Security, Horace Chang, says, efforts remain ongoing. How about this? How about this? You know, behave yourself, no man. You see me a read. You Rudy? Come through Horace. Let me take that picture. That picture that Horace can use in the thumbnail. Let me take that picture of Horace. Well, let me see that. Alright, cool. Ladies and gentlemen, Horace Chang said, efforts remain ongoing. That means they're not done yet enough. To strengthen the operation of the Firearm License Authority, including plans to improve firearm and ammunition storage. So they have a storage problem, ladies and gentlemen. The facility itself, right? In operational procedure, not my word. This is from the Gleaner. The comments comes following the tabling of the investigative report by the Integrity Commission into allegations of corruption and irregularities at the FLA. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something. This is diabolical. As far as I'm concerned, the entire Jamaica Labour Party or the key players must have been aware of what was in this document. And the PR team said, listen, we need to nip this in the button. So we're going to put out a statement in the Gleaner and also Oceanwide and other places, right? To say, yeah man, you know, people read the title, oh yes, the government is fixing things at the FLA off the face of it. That's what I believe. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section, ladies and gentlemen. That's just my point. Moving on. It says the report, which was tabled in Parliament Tuesday, examined allegations of corruption, impropriety, and irregularities in the granting, variation, revocation of firearm license. Ladies and gentlemen, the granting of firearm license. Alleged allegations of corruption, impropriety, and irregularity in giving out licensed firearms to people. So potentially, it could be a situation where a some friend thing and a who know who type of scenario. Isn't that what is plaguing the Jamaican culture? So now the FLA is on document in a damning allegation and allegations of corruption, impropriety, and irregularity in the granting, variation, and revocation of firearm license, as well as the storage of firearms and ammunition at the agency. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if the firearm is not stored properly, I want you to walk with me now. Let us take a walk. If the firearms are not stored properly, what is the most obvious potential thing that could happen? The firearm them no walk out of the place by themselves, man, and gone in the wrong hands. Not true. The ammunition now we walk out of the place and going at the wrong hands. Not true. People want to sell ammunition and make a money off it. We're corrupt. Not have an opportunity to do that. These are some potential things that you could easily surmise could happen in that particular situation, which makes this very troublesome and very worrying. Among its findings, the Commission highlighted accountability concerns regarding the storage of ammunition at the FLA's main vault at its headquarters, along with broader governance issues. Jamaica, it appears to me, and it appears to be, that this is the Achilles heel of the JLP organization. And as Mark Bowling rightfully said, if the head of the stream is corrupt, if the head of the stream is incompetent, if the head of the stream does not do their job very well, and doesn't have a good accountability record, well, listen, that particular disease and cancer will follow other institutions in government and public and otherwise. The leader leads and everybody else follows. Not true. Let's continue. Reacting in a statement on Tuesday, Chang said that updates provided to him indicate there were no recommendations for criminal charges, no evidence supporting allegations that firearms had gone missing from authorities' main vault. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something. The potential of firearms being missing is quite clear. The potential of ammunition being missing is quite clear based off the allegations. So this is a very dangerous situation that cannot be played down, PR'd, and act as if Jamaican people are just fully done all the way around. There's some of us that use critical thinking, you know, man. Okay? So even though he's stating that there's no evidence supporting allegation that the firearms actually was missing, what if, ladies and gentlemen, the firearms was not actually missing? What if the firearms were given purposefully in use of nefarious activities which would be deemed illegal, and then the firearms was brought back, ladies? Could it be that something like that could be possible based off the fact that they said there was an accountability issue in terms of the storage? I don't mean say so Jamaica, hold on. Let me go back and look. See there? Among its findings, the Commission highlighted accountability concerns regarding storage of ammunition at the FLA's main vault at its headquarters, along with broader governance issues. Not my word. So the possibilities are endless, my good people, where this particular situation is concerned. Not true. If it's true, more to type true. Ladies and gentlemen, I am looking for you to be active in the chat. When I ask a question, I want you to respond. I need you guys active tonight, because I'll be doing a lot of reading and I need your energy in the chat. I need to hear from you in the chat. And I'm calling on each and every one of you. There's not a lot of you here. I want to see you active in the chat. Let me know where you guys are watching from. Or if you don't agree, disagree with me respectfully, give me another perspective and say, Bolo, why you not look for anything this way? You understand? As long as you're being respectful, I want to hear from you in the chat right now. As a matter of fact, let me refresh the chat, because maybe when I say something, I see it. Because I don't see nobody say nothing from Sylvanet said some of these government board seem so messy. I don't hear nobody actually respond to the FLA. The FLA, something when me I read right now. I don't hear nobody respond to this article when me I read. So me I wait. Anybody here? Knock, knock, knock. I want to turn on the phone and then have it and fall asleep. You know that boy, 12 o'clock, you know. You know, so I'm going to stop with the late night live. Eh? Because me not have an engaging audience in the night. Much less in the well, I don't have an engaging audience in the day. Much less in the night. People don't really talk to me. I just one and two people. So I go and Bolo and them something in the chat. I just one and few people. Me don't know. I don't know if I come off as I don't know what is going on. Where are my people at? Why is everybody so silent in the chat? Can you guys hear me? If you can't hear me, put a 1 in the chat. If you're not sleeping right now, put a 1 in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. If you're not sleeping, put a 1 in the chat. I need a road call. I need a road call. Roll call, roll call, roll call, roll call. Can I get a roll call, ladies and gentlemen? Yes, no, maybe. Can I get a roll call? Hello? Anybody home? Mighty God. Yeah, I talk to myself. You know what? I'm not even about to read the article here, man. I just make the article read itself. Alright, they say that. You don't make the sense me put in my energy in this right now. And nobody now answer me in the comment section. I joke in this. Sharon, big up yourself. Sharon, put up a 1. Sharon Wilson in the building. Big up Sharon Wilson. Mighty God, that took a lot of effort for me to get one person to say something in the comment section. Woo! Man, y'all really don't like me, boy. I'm in my feelings right now, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. You see if Sassy D in that chat right now? Let me call her. Let me call her, ladies and gentlemen. If Sassy D, cause Sassy D can't busy right now. If Sassy D ever in that chat right now, man. What is this? MP 2-tier policing claim over don't pit whites versus non-whites says home sec. What the hell is this? Which news is this? Who sent me this? Which news this, Harry? But big up Sharon still for say something in our chat. Big up yourself, Sharon. Oh, this somebody just message me. I'm call her. I want if you make me up. Oh, wow. This is incredible. Alright, live. I hate this. See me can get to share this thing here. Why the man must block? Hey, man, must block me, no man. Help on my WhatsApp, man, must block me. Yo, the man, they hack you all of my system, them to blur. Sometimes I even like, yo, you know, I stop talking about it, too. I stop talking about it, you know, man, them block me and everything. I try to share this up, man, the thing now, share this a buffer. I try to share with my people and make them know some life. And the thing a buffer, I message them, nah, go through. You see me? I feel wonder walk one, brother. But, by the hook or by the crook, me I share this right now. With a deal. Who said them could have do? Them could have deal Jamaica. I'm going to make this read out loud still.
Minister of National Security Dr. Horace Chang says efforts remain ongoing to strengthen the operations of the Firearm Licensing Authority, FL. According to Chang, ministry representatives confirmed limitations in the physical storage space available for firearms and ammunition, particularly items that had remained in storage beyond normal timeframes. Being sensitive to this problem, we are confident that proper procedures are in place to maintain accountability. We are, in the meanwhile, seeking a space solution to address this storage matter, he said.
You see, this me not like. This is how me not like, because it's half of PR. How in a God green earth, you see, how in a God green earth the people are going to say that it highlighted accountability concerns regarding the storage of ammunition. The man them have concerns, so how comes you confident, but them have concerns? How comes you're confident that proper procedure are in place to maintain accountability? Come on, man. Stop it, bro. Stop it. Get some help. Get some help.
Stop it. Get some help.
Said. Chang said he has been advised that, despite the space constraints, the authority maintains a functioning inventory system and has been able to account for firearms and ammunition currently in its custody. He stated that the ministry has already started work to overhaul storage facilities and introduce new disposal and destruction procedures for weapons forfeited to the state. The upgrades will include the acquisition of a hydraulic shredder to expand the authority's capacity to destroy firearms, said Chang. Additionally, Chang said the ministry can account for ammunition currently being stored by the authority. Addressing governance concerns and allegations of improper conduct, Chang said he has directed the newly appointed board of directors, chaired by retired Justice Glenworth Brown, to pursue further process improvements while taking into account findings and recommendations from the Integrity Commission's report. To be clear, the adjustments made to the board and review panel are not connected in any way to the investigation conducted by the Commission or any loss of confidence in the former members or current staff at the authority, he said.
Stop lying! Stop lying! Stop lying. Stop.
For all of them, it don't matter if you Diddy or whoever you is. TG Jakes, any of them, all lies will be exposed. That's all. And anyone who takes that the wrong way, know why they take it the wrong way. The truth is the light.
What can go so? Hey, who man's is this?
Chang explained that changes to the board came after the previous board's term expired and its chairman completed 2 terms. The minister also pointed to reforms introduced since 2017, including the reintroduction of firearm application examinations, reviews of suspicious approvals, audits of gun ranges, improvements in vetting systems, and efforts to improve customer service.
So, Chang, there were reforms introduced since 2017, and it included the reintroduction of firearm application examinations, review of suspicious approvals, audit of gun ranges, improvements in vetting systems, and efforts to improve customer service. So all of this was from 2017. Yo, it is like, is it just me? Or is the arguments not adding up? On one end, there's nothing to worry about and you're confident. On the other end, there's nothing to worry about and you're confident. And this is just a procedure that we were already doing. It's not because of the Auditor General why we're doing it. Oh, there was reform from 2017 that we did not actually get done. You cannot make this up, bro. I don't know how this makes it. How does this make it better? How do I feel more confident after reading this? As a citizen of this country, do you feel more confident, ladies and gentlemen? I don't know if I need to repeat. Are you guys understanding what I'm saying? If you're understanding what I'm saying, say understand or press a 1 in the chat and then we can move on. Because I don't want to lose nobody. I want you guys to understand where I'm coming from. Right? Look at the argument in the last 4 paragraphs. If you understand what I'm saying, say understand. If you want me to repeat, say repeat. Because I might not be the best teacher. You understand? Maybe I am mixing up on a brain. Maybe I am moving too fast, and you guys, and it's okay if you don't understand. I want you guys to understand. So please communicate with me in the chat and let me know if you don't understand. Alright, nobody is saying anything. So I'm going to assume that you do understand. So I'm going to move on. Cool? Alright. But these arguments right here, so these three arguments don't make no sense to me. It is a contradiction. On one end, the Integrity Commission said there is accountability issues, right? Concerns. On the other end, Chang is saying, no man, although there's some storage issues, you know, we have it under control, you know. We admit that there's a problem, but it's not really a problem. And then goes on to say, you know, there was a reform from 2017. So from 2017, we don't really did fix the problem? Is that what you're saying? And how does that make me feel more confident? Like, to be clear, the adjustments made to the board and review panel are not connected in any way. It's like they don't want to give the Auditor General's, not the audit, they don't want to give the Integrity Commission report any validation. They don't want to say, oh, you know, it's because of the report why we are fixing this. No. We were already fixing it from 2017, but you never fixed it. Jesus. You cannot make this up, bro. Let's continue. Oh, my God.
Service. While acknowledging that some initiatives were slowed by delays associated with the implementation of the new Firearms Act, Chang maintained that significant progress had been made. I have full confidence.
Man, come on, bro. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on. So now it's because of the Firearms Act why those particular reforms were not implemented and they were delayed. So how does the delay affect the operation? And how does the delay compromise the situation at the FNA? You want to tell us that it doesn't compromise it in any way, and we must believe you, Orange Champ, Mr. WikiLeaks. Man, you got to be, boy, this.
Hey, boy, ain't no fucking way, boy. Boy, ain't no 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 fucking way, boy.
Something not right, my wisdom warriors. Something is not right. Tell you about them.
What can go so?
And then the man goes on to say, I have full confidence that the board will take the required steps to give effect to any recommendation from the Integrity Commission that will further strengthen the operation of the authority. So Oris Chang, you just made a point that this particular move from the board, you know, it wasn't really anything from the Integrity Commission. But no, you have full confidence that they will take the required steps to give effect to any recommendations from the Integrity Commission. So can you guys give us a timeline as to when that will happen? Will it take, let me see, 2017, 2026? Will it take another 9 years to implement those reforms? Or will you guys have another delay of 9 years why those reforms were not done? I think these are very, very logical, important, and fair questions, given the track record I use from 2017, you know. See that? From 2017, the reforms was introduced, and it's because of the late implementation or the delayed implementation of the Firearms Act why those processes have not been significant. Mighty God, these guys find every excuse in the world to be incompetent. They have become so skilled at making excuses. You know, some of the people that really follow them up and really believe everything they say, you know, I don't blame you. I don't blame you, you know, because you really have to think outside of the box and really dive deep into what they must say. For you not get swindled into the whirlwind of narrative. The man them have some narrative that come like the strongest tornado. Most people are going to get sucked in. If you stand your ground, your intellectual ground, your comprehensive ground. Oh my gosh, man. Let me say I got to you.
I'm dead. Emotional damage.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, here we go.
Tonight, we are going to witness the most anticipated match in the history of professional wrestling for the heavyweight championship of the world. Are you ready? Wrestling fans, are you ready? For the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world, from the capital city of the United States of America, Washington, D.C., ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. The FLA report has been tabled, and I want to say this is a win for democracy. Let us see why they wanted to hide this Integrity Commission report from us. Let us look at it, ladies and gentlemen. Let us look at the allegation. All right, this is page 6, all right, of the report. By way of an anonymous electronic email received by the Director of Information and Complaints on May 31st, 2021, it was alleged, ladies and gentlemen, a firearm dealer, John Elliott, gun shop, was shut down for numerous months, but miraculously reopened after John paid a hefty $500,000 sum under the table to have it reopened. Ladies and gentlemen, let me read that and carry that by you again. And these are allegations. Let me be clear. Let me be pellucid. Right? Mr. Ferguson, how you doing? Good morning. Share this live. This is the first allegation that is significant, ladies and gentlemen. By way of an anonymous electrical email received by the Director of Information and Complaints on May 31st, 2020, it was alleged, ladies and gentlemen, that a firearm dealer, John Elliott Gun Shop, was shut down for numerous months, but miraculously reopened after John paid a hefty $500,000 sum under the table to have it reopened. So, ladies and gentlemen, if indeed this occurred, this is very serious. Under the table, meaning skullduggery, corruption, back of the class, back of the bench, dangerous situation here, potential for breeding up of criminals. You understand? And criminal behavior. When you know that allegedly you can just pay a nice sum of money and for whatever reason your firearm dealership was locked down, John Elliott, allegedly, you'd be okay with this hefty sum under the table. I'm saying, if the allegations are true, ladies and gentlemen, this is a big issue. Let's continue. As long as you, Carter, get your monetary kickback, you don't care who Shane screw over. What is going on here, sir? Is this a statement from somebody that was given to the Integrity Commission? As long as your Carter, right, get your monetary kickback. You don't care who Shane screw over. You are targeting Mr. Kent Brown because he didn't give, I don't know what that is, Ellsworth Column the $2 million that he tried to shake him down. How would it blows and skirt are going in a judge? How really are going to say?
Embarrassing.
He needs some milk.
Hold on there. Nats, good night, Nats. You reach your right time. Thank you for the gift. Nats, more I see your membership badge for you tonight. You know. Do the right thing. Do the right thing, my baby. Nats, you come the right time. Let me read over that part back for you again. Firearms dealer John Elliott gun shop was shut down for numerous months, but miraculous. And this is allegations, by the way. It was locked down for numerous months and miraculously reopened after John paid a hefty $500,000 sum under the table to have it reopened. As long as you cater, get your monetary kickback. You not care who Shane screws over. You are targeting Mr. Kent, look like a Superman, that Mr. Kent Brown, because he didn't give, I don't know what this SIC Ellsworth Column, the $2 million that he tried to shake him down. Any dealer who doesn't come out of his pocket, your harassment is non-stop. You and Letine Allen, auditor Mr. Brown, and can never find anything. And the public notice put out by the FLA on April 26, saying that guns at the FLA for 5 years plus will be destroyed, is a grand ploy to cover up the fact that numerous guns are missing. Jesus have mercy. Ashala. Way. Boy! This is the FLA report, ladies and gentlemen. Bolo. No, sir, it's not normal. Fire sound shot over there. I would have shot them there. No man. Something, right?
Take his microphone. Just a minute. Take his microphone. Usher him out.
Hey, let me tell you something. Where is it, what? My master's degree. Hey, listen to me, ladies and gentlemen. What the hell is going on here? These are quotes, you know. See that? Any dealer who doesn't come out of your pocket, or come out of them pocket, the harassment is non-stop. You and Letine Allen audit Mr. Brown can never find SIC anything. And the public notice put out by the FLA on April 26, 2021. This was 1 month after this, you know, because if you go person and look, see the May 31st, 2021. Well, no, hold on. January, February, March, April. Oh, it was before the investigation began. So April 26, 1 month before, a whistleblower, somebody called in the email the Integrity Commission. 1 month before, look over 1 month before, the person here so is saying that this April 26 notice that if guns at the FLA for 5+ years will be destroyed, it's a grand try to cover up the fact that numerous guns are missing. How would the backside of one in Jamaica? No. This is page 6. This is page 6, Nats. Page 6, me there. See? Hold on it. We have numerous guns and thousands of bullets missing. How would the backside of one in Jamaica? Jesus, Father God, no.
Yo! Hold security now!
Jamaica, listen to me. It says during the course of the investigation, the DI received further allegations germane to the investigation by way of statements dated April 19, 2021. It was further alleged that while checking the electronic system at the range, I realized there were 4 entries made on the system where 3 persons purchased a SIC, total of 6,000 rounds of bird hunting ammunition. I sent my response to FLA highlighting and showing a lot of flaws of the mediocrity in the audit report. Also, numerous fabrications of serial numbers that do not exist.
Yo! Call security now!
What you say? What you say? Various numbers of... Hold on, go back and read that again. I don't want to lie about nobody, you know. A numerous fabrication of serial numbers that do not exist. Jesus. Makes and models of weapons that do not exist. Shalamala, na. Oshole. What the hell is going on? In April 2018, I wrote a letter to the editor of the Observer. My letter made the letter of the day, and I heard through the grapevine that the CEO of FLA, Mr. Shane Dallin, was not happy with the letter and that he was going to cut me down to size. What you saying to me? Nah. These are dangerous allegations. These are dangerous. They're telling me that allegedly the CEO, Mr. Shane Dallin, aka a labor right, allegedly was not happy with the letter, that he was going to cut the person down to size. Allegedly. Let me say allegedly again. All of this is allegation. Because I have too much title and chat too much backside. Yo.
Something not right, my wisdom warriors. Something is not right. Tell you about them.
What the hell? Oh my God, no way.
Help. We key out of the ladder.
We need your divine intervention. We're tired of the labor right. We're tired of the green people. We are so far. We can't take it no more. We need this. We need it. Help. Jesus Christ of Nazareth. Psalm 46. God is our refuge and strength. Is a liberator.
Jamaica, according to the individual, allegedly, the CEO, Mr. Shane Dallin, was not happy with the letter and that he was going to cut me down to size. That's individual speaking. And I quote, because I have too much title and chat too much. I understand this to mean that Mr. Dallin is not going to stop until he shuts down my business and destroys my reputation. Alas. In May 2019, I went into the FLA to renew my dealers and gunsmith license for both Maxfield Avenue and Temple Hall locations. After receiving the certificate, so hold on, Jamaica. This is somebody that is a dealer, you know. This is somebody that is a dealer that is accounting their... This is pretty much their testimony, right? So, they went to license both Maxfield Avenue and Temple Hall locations. After receiving the certification, I saw where half of my dealer license at the Temple Hall was revoked. The firearm aspect was removed, leaving only license to sell ammunition. Mighty God. Sabotage, Jamaica. Sabotage. That's what the man is saying. Sabotage. I called back the FLA and I was told, name redacted, that this is how it will be. This is the way forward. Jesus. Then cut him down to size, ladies and gentlemen. Moving on, individuals pertinent to the investigation. The following persons were considered pertinent to the investigation. Mr. Kent Brown, business owner of KBA Dealers, Jamaica Limited, KBTTC. Mr. Shane Dallin, Chief Executive Officer, CEO of FLA. Mr. Letine Allen, Director Compliance and Enforcement of FLA. Miss Deidre Mullins, Director Applicant and Certification of FLA. Mr. Christopher Christie, Director Information Systems and Technology, FLA, former. Other names in the investigation, Miss Camille Lennox, Human Resource Manager, FLA. Miss Natalie Jones, Amago, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, Manager Examination and Certification of FLA. Miss Shatari English, Ballistics Manager of FLA. Miss Candice Simmons, former Senior Auditor at the FLA. Miss David Shady, Programmer, Firearms License Authority, FLA. Mr. Hansel Ramdon, Systems Engineer, FLA. Mr. Siobhan Robinson, Database Administrator, FLA former. Mr. Akeem Meredith, Quality Control Officer, FLA. Mr. Rashawn Brown, Quality Control Officer, FLA. Mr. Tevin White, Technical Support Officer, FLA. And Major Wayne Barrett, Officer Commanding Logistics Company, Jamaica Defense Force, JDF. Mighty God. Ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen. That alone is a mouthful. That alone is a mouthful, my people. Let me scroll up to where is the summary of this particular conclusion, chapter 6, page 62. Let's go to the conclusion, ladies and gentlemen. All right. This chapter outlines the conclusion drawn by the DI. Allegations of missing firearms and ammunition from the vault of the FLA. The DI concludes that the FLA actively stores firearms and ammunition belonging to license holder. The DI further concludes that the firearms stored by the FLA for safekeeping, disposal, surrender, seizure, license, not renewed, revocation, FLA inquiry, and firearms for deceased persons. The DI concludes that up to June 23rd, the FLA had 1,224 firearms at the firearms parts stored for destruction. The DI further concludes there is no evidence to support the allegation that any of the firearm and our firearm parts stored for destruction by the FLA are unaccounted for. The DI concludes that 191 0.22 rounds of ammunition belonging to the private arms holder are unaccounted for. Whoa. Go back. They conclude that 191 0.22 rounds of ammunition belonging to a private firearm holder are unaccounted for at the FLA's main vault up to June 13, 2023. The DI conclusion is premised on the fact that the respective storage bag labels as containing 519 5.90.22 rounds of ammunition was found to contain 219 0.22 rounds of ammunition. Hold on. 219, 519, 519, 0.22 rounds. It was found to contain 219 ammunition. A further 109, 0.22 rounds of ammunition were found amongst an assortment of ammunition. It is important to note that the three was clear indication that the FLA, from the FLA, that 109 of the 0.22 rounds of ammunition that were found amongst the assortment of the ammunition belonged to the private firearm holder. Notwithstanding, 191 of the total amount of 519 0.22 rounds of ammunition remain unaccounted for. Mercy, Father God, take a case, I don't know. So Jamaica, them can't find 100. How much you say them can't find? 150, 119 rounds of ammunition is unaccounted for. What if I damage that in a nuts? Mighty God, that's a lot of damage. How much does 100 and I don't know nothing about gun and selling, you know. How much does 119 rounds of ammunition worth? How much you can get that for? I'm just asking. Because, hey, the DI further concludes that the FLA failed to adequately maintain the inventory store in their main vault, and that there ought to be greater accountability in the storage of firearms and ammunition by the FLA. The DI's conclusion is premised on the fact that only 17% of the 4,103 entries of electronic vault management system were checked and significant anomalies were detected, most noteworthy of which is ammunition being unaccounted for. Jesus of mercy. Hold on there. As well as deteriorating storage bags found. What do you mean by deteriorating storage bags found? The bags, them start to deteriorate. Where would I store the ammunition in? Very interesting. Could it be that the ammunitions were removed and left with the bags deteriorating? I'm just asking. I don't know nothing about these things, ladies and gentlemen, but we're going to move on. So there's an unaccounted for issue where the bullets and ammunition is concerned, ladies and gentlemen. Not so much the guns, according to the conclusion so far. Admission, the administration of the FLA license management system. The DI concludes that the FLA's license management system, LMS, was manipulated by the FLA. Jesus, Father God, all this work. What do they mean by manipulated by the FLA? And it appears that inaccurate information was inputted in Mr. Kent Brown LMS account. The DI conclusion is premised on the fact that Siobhan Robinson, former database administrator at the FLA, made 4 entries to the LMS of Mr. Brown of 3 individuals purchasing a total of 6,000 12-gauge bird hunting ammunition without the request or consent of Mr. Brown, with the blouse and skirt about it. This sound like Anky Panky. Oh, you fi sell the people them 6,000 12-gauge rounds, allegedly, and don't consult Mr. Brown, and just go so Babson. Mr. Kent, it don't look good. It don't look good. Let's continue, ladies and gentlemen. This one is spicy. 2 of the alleged purchasers did not possess the requisite permit from NEPA in order to make the alleged purchases. So who from NEPA never have the permit? NEPA? You mean NEPA where they not officer Prime Minister? What a bangarang. What a bangarang. Whoa.
Emotional damage. Embarrassing.
He needs some milk.
Moving on, ladies and gentlemen. Let me read that again. 2 of the alleged purchasers did not possess the requisite permits from NEPA in order to make the alleged purchases. No, ladies and gentlemen. The persons are not from NEPA. I stand corrected. They did not get the permit from NEPA. Oh, so if you're going to shoot birds and you need those ammunition, you would need to get a permit from NEPA to purchase said ammunition. So if you don't get the permit and you're found with those ammunition, you can go to prison. I would think. Moving on, ladies and gentlemen, for clarity. All right, I stand corrected. I got a little bit excited there. Anyway, one of the alleged purchases stated that he had never done bird hunting and had never purchased a bird hunting, ammunition. The second alleged purchaser admitted to participating in bird hunting but had not done since 2015. The confirmed death of the third alleged purchaser, who died approximately 3 weeks before he allegedly purchased 2,000 rounds. Let me read that again. Wait a second, Jamaica. I don't think I read right. Let me slow down. The confirmed death of the third alleged purchaser, who died approximately 3 weeks before he allegedly purchased 2,000 rounds, 1,000 in 2 instances, coupled with the fact that the material time he was in possession of a temporary license which would not permit him to purchase ammunition, further supports Mr. Brown's account that the LMS was manipulated to reflect the incorrect data to his detriment. Jesus have mercy, Father God.
Emotional damage.
Something not right, my wisdom warriors. Something is not right. Tell you about them.
What can go so?
Hey, boy, ain't no fucking way, boy. Boy, ain't no 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 way, boy.
Jamaica. What she tell me for to stop read? Oh, me stop. Me soon done. I conclusion me I read and done. When me done or something, me done. Me have to do this in the morning, tomorrow, when me wake up. This too much. This too much, Jamaica. Listen to me, man. This man died 3 weeks before the alleged purchase. That are the first red flag. And then he tell me, he said, the temporary license would not permit him to purchase the ammunition. And basically the director said, this supports Mr. Brown's account that the thing was manipulated. God. The DI further concludes that the instruction, if any, to input and the fact of inputting, which appears to be fabricated information, prima facie constitute a breach of Section 5 of the Cybercrimes Act. Ordinarily, this matter would have been referred for prosecution consideration, but given certain evidentiary gaps occasioned by the reported failure of the FLA server, no such referrals is being made. Jamaica, let me tell you something. You see this article this post from Oceanwide is very deceptive. When you just read that a while ago, you see why the IC never recommended no criminal charges is not because they did not think any crime was not committed, ladies and gentlemen, is because there wasn't substantial evidence to charge nobody. That is a big context matters to blows and skirt. Anybody that watch this right now, on in for your treat. If you not watch it live or not watch it replay. This is the breakdown. If you not appreciate it, hit the like button and share this with somebody in a Jesus name. Mighty God. Revocation of license. The DI that Mr. Kent Bent gunsmith and dealership license were revoked by the FLA. The DI concludes is premised upon the revocation order issued by the FLA pursuant to Section 84 of the Firearms Prohibition, Restriction and Regulation Act 2022. The DI further concludes that the FLA did not act ultra-virus to their statutory authority in revoking the reference license. So they're saying they were not in breach of any law by doing that. They were in the right. The DI is unable to resolve the allegation that Mr. John Elliott corruptly paid $500,000 to anyone at the FLA to have his business reopened because Mr. John Elliott died shortly after the commencement of this investigation. Hele bolo bolo. Jamaica dead man tells no tale. We're moving right along. This prevented the DI from exploring the reference allegations with him. The DI concluded, hold on, let me go back. Didn't that man allege that Mr. Dallin said he would? No, sir. You know, I was page me 64. Me I go back up at page 6. Cause me sure so me this is something up here, so we're very, very ominous. Very ominous. It says here, Mr. Kent, blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Where is it? There was a reference to something about cutting down, man. And one bag of something along some man. Yes, see it here. See it here, ladies and gentlemen. In April 2018, I wrote a letter to the editor and the observer. My letter made the letter of the day, and I heard from the grapevine. This is an allegation, ladies and gentlemen, from Mr. John, that died. So he heard from the grapevine that the CEO of FLA, Mr. Shane Daly, was not happy with the letter and that he was going to cut me down to size because I have too much title and chat too much. He says, I understand this to mean that Mr. Dallin is not going to stop until he shuts down my business and destroys my reputation. Sir, you have no business and you have no reputation. Unfortunately, you're no longer in the land of the living. I leave him that one alone. Moving on, ladies and gentlemen. Moving on. God. Where were we? I was at 64, yes? The DI was unable to resolve the allegation that Mr. John Elliott corruptly paid $500,000 to anyone at the FLA to have his business reopened because Mr. John Elliott died shortly after the commencement of this investigation. This prevented the DI. He died, ladies and gentlemen. We don't know how he died, but he died. This prevented the DI from exploring the referenced allegation with him. The DI concludes that the act of manipulation and manipulating the LMS and the inputting of what appears to be inaccurate information on the system by an employee of the FLA to the detriment of Mr. Browning is sufficient basis for a reasonable and detached observer to form the view that Mr. Kent was targeted by the FLA. Jesus. So it's reasonable to believe, based off the evidence, that Mr. Kent Brown was targeted by the FLA. What a bangarang. The DI concludes its premise on the fact that without any reasonable justification or Mr. Brown's request or consent, Mr. Siobhan Robinson made what appears to be inaccurate entries to Mr. Brown's LMS. These entries had the potential to cause adverse consequences for Mr. Brown's business operation. Further, and as has been established above, one of the 3 individuals who is alleged to have purchased 2,000 rounds was seized at the material time. The other 2 individuals have denied purchasing said rounds. This is consistent with Mr. Brown's accounts that the sale of the referenced rounds to the individuals identified did not occur. The DI is, however, unable to conclude whether Mr. Kent Brown was targeted because he did not pay $2 million to Mr. Ellsworth Callum, former senior compliance officer at the FLA, as was alleged. Jesus have mercy. Boy, ladies and gentlemen, should I go to recommendations? Recommendations is a lot. I am going to stop right there. Yes, I'm going to stop right there. We're going to go to part 2, ladies and gentlemen. This is part 1 of the FLA breakdown. My good people, this is part 1 of the FLA breakdown. Let me know what you think in the comment section. This is mighty interesting. Indeed, my people. Wow. Like, share, and subscribe. I don't know if anybody want to call in briefly, no man, but you don't have the opportunity right now. The number to call is a WhatsApp number and it goes like this: 1-876-451-6535. That's 1-876-451-6535. I think I have explored a mouthful just by the first reading in specific areas of this particular situation, ladies and gentlemen. And I have gone 2 hours and I don't want to overdo it because I have a lot of content that I need to put out in the next 10 hours. I have at least 5 videos to post in the next 10-hour period, 2 hours in between. Yes, God bless you know. And big up on yourself. Let me see how the likes them look before me leave. 70 plus people here. Let me just refresh this to get a real account of the likes. Only 32 likes. No man. Jamaica, what am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing? You come like a be a labor to watch me, man. You come like a labor and vex that we are breaking the thing and all the thing. Right? How are we really going? Why not bad minding like button? Stop bad minding like button, Bridget. Stop bad, you see? And you see? Jano. You see this particular way how me I do this? Me stop do this like me usually just read it, you know, because I didn't see him reason, you know, because you not support the channel, man. You know, for you not support the channel, you know. You guys watching but you're not supporting the channel. And I'm you know, it kind of irks me like. It's free to hit the like button, yo. It don't cost you nothing. So why not bad mind the like button like this? Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. FLA report findings breakdown part 1. Breakdown part 1. Yeah man, I'm gonna put this out. Ladies and gentlemen. Let me see. Alright, 5 more people hit the like button. Make we get the likes up. Nats, thank you for the gifts, me baby. Appreciate you. But not, me not see all your badge yet. I want to go on. Come like you're afraid of badge. You know, I want to get the body emoji then. Me have some new emojis, you know. I'm going to post. As more people become a member, I'll be able to get more emojis made. Well, I have some made already, waiting to post. So, and there's a lot of subscriber only content. Well, there's a lot of not subscriber only. There's a lot of members only content out there, ladies and gentlemen, that I would encourage you guys to explore. Real talk. Yeah? Yeah, man, me go watch a movie and start go to work, you know. That me go do. Need one next computer. Who want buy me one next computer? Anybody out there want to sponsor the channel a computer? Bible says, seek ye and you shall find, and ask and it shall be given. I am not able to buy a computer right now, ladies and gentlemen. I am just not. It is what it is. But as Andre would say, if there's any destiny helper out there that would want to contribute to the channel in that manner, and I have one destiny helper so far that has come through huge. Selvan, if you're listening, pick up yourself, my brother. Really appreciate you, sir. You understand? Only for respect. Yeah, man, if there's anybody out there that would love to contribute, please let me know. My number is 876-451-6535. That's 876-451-6535. Alright? Alright. No worry, you soon get it? Alright, my baby. Jamaica, me not gonna further. Look more. The word is love. Bless up on yourself later here. That is it. Most people are America don't use computer. You know, say, hey, Nats, where you come from? Yo, of course, me ever see somebody right America that way. Yo, you're a real country somebody, you know? Hey, you have patois and then you have country patois. Me say, first me ever see somebody type America. So. I mean, nah, this up, it bad. Me nah, this up, it bad. I mean, just, me can't. No, man, I which part of Jamaica me talk about? And most country you come from, you can't tell me that. You come from country. Straight country you come from. You talk about it deep, yes. How would you send to this that you come from? America. The way you write here, how you say it. America. America. I love it. I love it. Simplified language, innit? Yeah. Maybe a country. I saw St. James you come from. Up sitting in a place, so that's why I should have chat patois, so you know. My good queen of the south. That's why she embrace her patois, so a real patois place.
Sir, why are you carrying a chicken into a cabinet meeting? Because sometimes a chicken understands politics better than people do.
Watch closely. This lesson is not about a chicken.
Sir, what are you doing? Stop hurting the poor animal.
Be patient. The lesson has only begun.
This is cruel. Let it go.
Sometimes pain teaches what words cannot.
The poor thing is fighting with everything it has.
Because it still remembers the pain.
I can't watch this anymore.
This is cruelty. The poor creature has almost no feathers left.
Keep watching.
How can you remain so calm while it suffers?
Because the lesson is not finished yet.
Look at it, it can barely walk.
Watch carefully. Haven't you done enough already?
Grains? Why are you giving it food now?
Because the lesson begins now.
No, it can't be. After everything that happened, it's going back.
Clock!
It was fighting to escape just moments ago. Why would it trust him again?
Clack!
This is unbelievable. It has already forgotten the pain.
Clack! The same person who caused its suffering is now its comfort.
Now do you understand? What does this even mean?
Cluck. After everything that happened, why is it still beside you?
It was terrified of you just moments ago.
I don't understand. That's exactly the point. Watch the chicken carefully. A few moments ago, it was running from me. Now it sits beside me. All it took was a handful of grains. People are just like this. You take everything from them. You make them suffer. You leave them with pain, disappointment, and broken promises. Then, when the time comes, you give them a few grains, a little relief, a little hope, a few gifts. Suddenly, they forget every injustice. Suddenly, they forget the suffering. They forget the pain. They forget every injustice.
That's the lesson.
No matter how much pain they remember, hunger can make them forget.
A nation's future is shaped by the choices its people make. Stay informed, think carefully, and never forget the lessons of the past. Sir.
My people, that lesson there is a lesson we want them to hold on pan. Yeah, man. Yeah, my Jamaican people that are lesson want them to hold on pan. I saw the politician them treat you know, and run gone back in them arms after them dishing the dirt. You know, fit happy. You understand? But you see, you love go river and bush. Why not? Why not tell you say look like I go South St. James, yeah, man. Look like I go link the Keisha Birchill on that vibe there. River and bush, no joke. But later here, the word is love. Let me see who else there. We have Curran say hi. The name there. Koramic XXX. Big up yourself. The word is love, my people. Thank you for your support. See you guys tomorrow. Well, later. I'll be live later. I want to cover the I want to be live this time to cover the 2 o'clock and the sectorial speech of Mr. Freedom. Big up yourself, Freedom. My honorable member, big up. I want to cover the sectorial speech of what's your name again? Zulika Jess, baby. Big up Zulika Jess. And also Mr. Peter Bunting. That's going to be very interesting. Both of those are going to be very interesting. So like I said, guys, you see on your screen right here where you see all of my channels. Do not sleep. Please subscribe to every one of these 4 channels right here. Bolo TBV, Bolo VNR Clips, Bolo VNR, and Bolo VNR 2.0. At any given time, even in the middle of the night. You understand? Somebody said there is no storage issue, there is an accountability failure. Obviously, there are many persons are helping themselves, enrichment, fraud, corruption. Well, you know, you can have that opinion based off what you see. But you know, the Integrity Commission have to go off of facts. Right? You know, in terms of law, we can believe anything we want to believe in. You see, but in terms of law, like where you can prove in a court, is what the Integrity Commission goes off. Right? So therein lies the issue with all of it, you know? Yes, so man, it's tough. It's tough. It is what it is. But at some point, you know, the truth will come out in full. And persons, you're on the road driving for work, so I can't be texting because Georgia police don't play. So I'm just listening and commenting. Thank you so much, Nats. I appreciate that, my baby. Appreciate you always. But yeah, thank you guys again. Later here, the word is up. Look at me.